Hello fellow knobheads and beat people. I'm George P. Schneider, the Gentleman Rocker. Welcome to Modular Monday. In this series I want to show you my adventures into the modular world. With all its side quests like synth DIY, building stuff, new modules, jamming and stuff I might not even think about right now, all this will be part of this series. In this episode of Modular Monday, we'll first take a look at the problems I had with building this Ornament+Crime and specifically putting the firmware on it. And then we'll talk about something that falls into this something else category. So yeah, let's first talk about the Ornament+Crime, the micro Ornament+Crime. And yeah, it's built. I have kind of repaired the button, so now there is a click. As you can maybe see, the button is not glued to the push button below, but it's holding in there, so it should not fall out. I don't want to glue it to the push button before I know if it works, and I might not even do it at all. So everything else seems to work fine. The firmware is on here. I had my share of problems with that, so I connected the Teensy to my PC. I downloaded the Teensy software to it, connected it via USB. You're not supposed to have power on it while connecting it to USB, so only USB or powered via the bus. Then you have to cut some of the power lines. So the USB powers the Teensy, and it got recognized from the Teensy software, but I got an error that the firmware is too big. And after some Googling, there is a hex file that you copy first to it, and this way it recognizes the whole storage on it. And after that, you can copy the firmware to it, which I did. But yeah, I had an error that it couldn't complete. And yeah, basically the Teensy shut down, restarted, and I got an error from Windows that it couldn't recognize the USB device connected. Unplugging and replugging it, every time I got this error that it didn't know what this thing is. Yeah, I wanted to re-upload it, which wasn't possible. And yeah, I did my share of Googling and stuff. But basically what I did is take this home with me, connect it to my laptop, which the Teensy was never connected to. And there it got recognized without any problems. I could copy the firmware to it again, and now it should be done. So we just need the power cable, which should arrive today. I don't know, so we'll see. So as I said, I wanted to talk with you about a new project thingy that I'm starting to build. And yeah, you know that I have a lot of this uO+c modules, for instance, put into a C64, and I have my Super Nintendo with the Demora in it, which is dubbed the Super Demora. So I have the uO+c 64, the Super Demora, and I am working out something for my Game Boy case that I also have. But yeah, I am a big fan of all these pocket synths, as you might see with this pocket operator shirt. And with this new two pocket synth, the Happiness and uO+c 8 announced, I thought it's a really problem for me to work with them, as you have to, if you want to, have to cable it up till everything works. Then you have to have a system that works with levels, which is not really nice, so if the audio is chained through the devices. And I want to get rid of this problem, and this is where the Ghetto Groovebox 500+ comes in. Bear with me, the name makes sense later on, hopefully. Yeah, it's a funky name, I know. And as I said, I will give you an info how it came to be that name. So it's Ghetto Groovebox from Ghetto Blaster. And as I said, I use cases of old PCs or computers. And I ordered a Amiga 500+ case a few weeks ago. So I guess it's understandable, hopefully. And I really like the name. It's cheesy 80s stylish, something like video game-ish, which is the theme of that Groovebox and should suit it. So yeah, let's go over to my desk, and there I can show you some more of the stuff, the case, and what I'm planning to do. So, welcome to my desk. I will make some space over here. I have all this stuff laying around here, so let me rearrange some of it. First of all, let me zoom out a little bit. This is the case. As you can see, the upper part is spray painted black and the lower part is a dark gray. And as you can see, I have some cardboard behind it. That's to mark out where I would put stuff. And this will be basically a piece of wood that I stain in a kind of darker stain. On that, I will arrange a lot of the pocket operators. Yeah, basically I'll start with the rhythm, the PO12. And as you know, it has some digital drum sounds, and they're punchy and they can carry a track. And what I've got is I got some of these adapters which just take the line and put them down. And basically with that I can have some holes in the wood to just put it in. So that's the idea. And from there we'll take stereo line to 2 mono. In this case it will be angled too, so it's stereo not angled to 2 mono angled, and one of them will carry the clock to the next pocket operator and the other one will carry the sound not to the pocket operator but to a mixer. So first of all we'll have the PO12, as I said, drums, and then the next one will be the arcade, which will give me this modern take on this arcade machine, video game, chiptune style sound. After that we'll come to the new pocket synths from Twisted Electrons, which is the Happiness. As you can see, this is the model. I will put an image somewhere here, probably. The Happiness basically has the sound chip from the Nintendo Entertainment System and will basically sound like the console did. So this is the kind of legit sounding video game sound, and the arcade is the modern take on it. And yeah, For bass lines, we'll have this Acid 8 or Micro Acid 8. Basically, this will sound like a C64, Super Nintendo, or NES, whatever, tried to do a TB303-ish bass sound. With that, we have a nice bass for sound. So we have drums. We have this chiptune backdrop with the arcade. This real chiptune sounds with the happiness. And yeah, nice bass line with the uO+c 8. And the speak will give me some of this voice samples, which are not really samples, because what this thing does is it records audio via this microphone or the line in and recreates the sampled voice with a built-in or one of the built-in voice synths, which really sounds nice and gives it this video game-ish 8-bit audio sound. And with that we have a good bass for a song. And all this audio outs will go into this Raki mixers. They have 4 ins that you can change the level of, and 1 main in that just, it is like it is. But with that line in, you can take the out of one of them and chain it to the next one. That's why I have 2 to plan the layout. And basically the PO 12, 20, the uO+c 8 and the happiness will go into the 4 ins of that. The audio will go over here, and on this one I will be able to add the speak. So we'll have the 4 sounds, the 1 vocal sound, and then I have another line for my, where is it? Here it is, for my craft synth, which is a really nice synthesizer that you can program on the unit or with an app. I have a video about that online. The only downside is you just have 5 notes to play. So it's more for some kind of effects, but I can use it. Another one that I will use is the robot, which is the PO28. And the robot will not be synced to the other ones, so I will not use the sequencer built in. I will just use it to live play, and it's really nice with this glide button. You can glide into notes or glide away from them on the press of a button, and it has some really nice sounds. But as I said, this will only be live played, not synced. Yeah, and the last in I will use on my Yamaha PSS 470. And basically what that is, it's a child keyboard from 1987. But what's really special about this 470 is that the sound chip that's used in it to produce the sounds is the same that the Sound Blaster or Adlib sound cards used. So if you play Doom on a 368 or 468 with Adlib or Sound Blaster card, that sound, that's the sound that you can get out of it. There is a nice video about this synthesizer from the 8-bit guy. You have this switch matrix, and with that you can program the chip the way the programmers did on the PC. So you can recreate every sound. And he did some great comparisons to sounds from the game and sounds you can produce with a keyboard. So basically it's a Sound Blaster keyboard, which is nice. But yeah, I will make some space here and will start layouting what I want to do with this setup. So I will play some music and you can have a look. So yeah, that's basically what I'll do. I will have the rhythm and the speak in the outer corners of the keyboard, the arcade smack in the middle, and the robot will be on the key part. And the happiness and the uO+c, I need to know if there's some way to mount them up there. If not, I will have to figure something out. But yeah, basically what I now do is just mark everything down, where the drill holes will be, where the cables will come up, which will not be where I wanted it in the first place. My idea was to get the cables out of this parts where the F keys were and go up to the mixer, but then I have to put the synths up there, which is not that good. I will use the back side because it's open, and yeah, basically what you can do is you can rip these cables, and when they're coming out here, and this uO+c mixes have some spacers to mount them, I could put the cables under the mixer and put the plugs in here. That's something I have to take a look at. Shut up, PC. At the website, and yeah, how to mount that. But what I will do here is just mark where the battery will be and where this plugs should go. So I'll drill some holes here. Yeah, and all the cables will be stored in here, so it should look a little bit nicer, and all the openings like this disc opening on this side is nothing, on the back some stuff will be covered with wood if it's not used. But yeah, that's basically it. So that's what I'll do, and after that I will get some wood and start making it. So hopefully I will have at least the pocket operator part done. I will order the uO+c mix to solder because they're do-it-yourself kits, but they're only 25 pounds, which is like 30 euros, which is really okay for a 4-channel or 5-channel mixer. So yeah, that's what I will do. And next week we'll hopefully take a look at the Ornament+Crime, because yeah, I want to really know if this sucker works. Wait. The cable is here. We can test it. At least we can see if the Ornament+Crime works. So come over with me. So let's see, where do I put you? This should work, but you need to look down. So, and we'll need some light. Nice. So what I will do is first of all unplug the power, and I will unplug all the other modules, because I don't want this to mess with the power. That's the cable. As you can see, normally the cables have these 16 pins, but this one just has the 10 pins for the power. So yeah, I will put it down here where you can see it better, hopefully. Now let me see if I can get you a little bit closer. So let's see. Well, nothing. Nice. So probably the software has not been installed properly. So I need to figure that out, and we'll take a look in the next episode. So, bye.